Okay, it's 5:30. Thanks to everyone for coming out on a snow day. Shows that you love what's going on in this great city. We're going to do a couple things. I'll call the meeting to order. Star will not be here tonight, and Amber both had to be out tonight, so we have a quorum and we can move forward. We're going to do two things, and I'm going to add something into the agenda quickly. It was totally my fault that I left it out. So I need, if you guys can look over the minutes that are in front of you, you've had time to review those the last week or so. I need a motion and a second to move forward with that.
Motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Ms. McWhorter?
Yes.
Mr. Samples?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Carson?
Yes.
Same process for the financial report. You've had that sent to you, time to review. It's also a hard copy in front of you. Make a motion and a second for that.
Motion to accept the financial reports.
Second?
Ms. McWhorter?
Yes.
Mr. Samples?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
No.
Mr. Carson?
Yes.
So one thing, what I did leave off of the agenda that I talked to Jim about for several times and forgot to put it on the agenda. He's got some things relative to the 200th anniversary he's going to share with us. He asked for an hour and a half. I told him he could have 3 minutes. So, oh, no, okay. I must have been trying to get you to donate something else. So, and those of you who do or do not know Jim, I know everybody knows Jim. But Jim has a tremendous amount of information. I mean, his knowledge, there's just very few people that know what he knows about this community. So it is an honor to have him here to talk. And if you want to take the time, and then as we said, once this is over, you're free to leave. You don't have to stay for the rest of the meeting, but take off and show them what you have.
Well, I didn't bring a lot of stuff, but it was so bad weather. Pretty what we're talking about. Talk for
Yeah,
me.
good.
For those of you who are idiot savants like me and have memories about things that they shouldn't. 33 years ago yesterday, the Ides of March, when Julius Caesar was killed, Ides of March, we had 1.5 feet of snow, ice. That was my first day at work with the Nature Conservancy, I remember, and it was 1 degree, coldest ever for March 15th. So this is just minor. What I wanted to say was, I don't know what you all got planned, if anything. I'm sure you've got ideas about the Bicentennial of London. How many of you are familiar with this book?
Oh, yeah.
It has a lot of people and places, like here's the Jarvis Jackson grave up on Cemetery Hill. It's got the historical information about every single post office that was ever in Laurel County. Over 100 of them, from the very first one to that Merrill Hammond Center we've got out there. I have 2 or 3 ideas. I'm not saying do this. I'm saying I've always been an old soul and talked to old people when I was young, and would take them in the car and they'd tell me about what was where. Logan Ewell was one of them. Somewhere in my archives, I have the original oilcloth plaque of where they drew out the city. I don't know where it is, but I have it. And he gave that to me. He wrote a column for the Sentinel every week. Now, just a few things. I got probably 100 of things this size or smaller. Here's a color picture of London, 1900. You may have seen it black and white, but it's actually in color. You see the old courthouse. This was taken from the administration building at Sue Bennett right when it was built. And the different churches that were in London. And down on Broad Street was the Pennington House, we remember it. And then on Long Street was the McKee House. It was 4 stories. It had a widow's walk on top with a telescope, observatory in 1900. And the McKees were Presbyterians from West Virginia that came here, or from Virginia in about before 1850. For example, here's another one of our, it's a good picture of our railroad station. It's over where Griffin Pie is now. I call things by their old names because I don't know this. I still hate Griffin Pie because they tore it down. It's still in there. It was such a, it was like a lot of railroad stations, but they were all built on the same time. So I remember that very well. This, because this was in frame, this was taken up at Sue Bennett. You see there's one little cottage left up there, but this wasn't one of them. This was a separate picture. Y'all know where the old gym is. And right across the road from it was this house. And this guy standing in front of it with the shotgun is 6.5 feet tall. The house wasn't as tall as this room. And it had 2 chimneys, and it looked just like it was a little model house, and it was, they had a model school and then a training school, and this was a house for kids playing. I don't remember it. It probably went away in probably the 20s or 30s, but I do know when this man was at Sue Bennett, so I can trace it. I've got a lot of oral history tapes made in the 70s, 80s, and 90s of people who are long gone. I'll give you all this to pass around. This, if you've ever been to Stanford, the Bluebird Cafe and all this kind of thing, they had their 250th anniversary last year, and they put out this pamphlet. You know, it's 8.5 by 11, stapled in the middle, and but it's a pretty classy thing. And I'm just saying that, you know, you can have these. A lot of people like things that are just online and so on, but there's something, especially if you're not from here, or if you are driving around, the passenger can sit and look at things and point them out. To have a trail. I've got a walking trail at Sue Bennett that has 50 trees. Some of you, Josh has seen some of that, and probably Chase too, that are in memory or honor of people in Laurel County. So I've done a booklet that is just stapled, that tells who these people were and what they did. Some of you would know over half of them, I suspect, because they're in London. Now, one of the things here, check right there. I dislocated my knee 2 weeks ago, and it's really torture to get out. One of the things that I had thought about is London likes things that are new and shiny. And if anything is old in London, it is in imminent danger of being destroyed, because that's what has happened for years. London always liked new, shiny things. You know, right here, Pennington House, you know, that was one that went down. Arthur Pearl's house, north end of town. Right here where this sat was London's nicest house. It was built in the 1850s. It had a mansard roof, one of these that goes like this. And it was the Jackson home place. The Jacksons owned everything from the courthouse to the London Hall out there, the stockyards. And they had 4 girls and a boy. And the 4 girls lived between the courthouse and where London Hall was out there at the intersection. And one of them, Annie Pollard, lived here in this house. I've got a picture of the Jackson family made in 1888, all standing in front of the house. And Annie Pollard, one of the girls, lived there until 1959 when they tore it down to that horrible post office they had here that leaked all the time. And the reason that this block is bigger, if you go up Jackson Street here, it has a zigzag in it before you do Long Street. See, Long Street could have come all the way through, but it didn't, because the original town of London was 1st through 10th. Well, right up here's 1st Street. city limits stopped there. And this was the Jackson Square, the Jacksons owned this square in here, and it was bigger, went farther back than Long Street does. So it's Jackson Street and the Jackson House. And, they were a funny group of people. They all had individual talents. Most of them were musically talented beside the point. One thing I thought of, and I think of things with little signs like this, because that's the generation from. Probably the most historic street in London, and there's some examples in there, you know, Hackney's, for instance, you know, is still there. Josh's place and the Carpenter House up here, W.S. and Bess Carpenter lived there. He invented the well bucket for London Bucket Company and made a lot of money and was nationally famous for that. My grandfather loaned him the $200 for the pack. I don't have one. Anyway, the most historic street by and large is actually Long Street. If you start down at the north end of it, let's see, I think Wilma Houchins lived there, and now there's Rocky Bender's house, which is an arts and crafts house built next to it with all the wood. And then, there's Jane Dykes, where, they tore that down in 1948 to build that. They didn't, but Coleman Rose did. And, it was a log house under it. It was the first house in London to have a telephone, number one. And, the next house, that the Lucas lived in, was the Judge Brown house. I have a picture of it made in 1895, and it was not new then. It's the white one with the double doors in front. And then, next to that on down is where Jerry and Hannah Weaver lived. That was built in 1925 as the Baptist Church parsonage and remodeled into their house. Before it was the Baptist Church parsonage, that was the site of the Baptist Church. The next house across the street is Mason's house. Our church home is a white one that has a siding on it. Was built in 1900. The little building in the yard was her father's office, who was a pioneer doctor in the field of radiation. He therefore died of cancer too. And then behind that is our church, built in 1910, Methodist Church. And as you're going up Long Street, the McKee House had the observatory was on that street. And then you get through over to First Street, and y'all are familiar with the Blue House on First Street. That was one of the Hackney houses. Old man Hackney had 11 children, and he sent them all to Sue Bennett. Well, one of them, named Little Bill, because he was short, was meaner than snot. And he got wore out so many times by the president there, Professor Lewis, with the belt, that his daddy took them all out of Sue Bennett and built his own school house right behind the Blue House. Probably you've never seen it, because it's just so back there. It was built in probably the early teens, probably. But it's still there as a one-room schoolhouse, but it's like 2 stories high. And then on down the street, there was, maybe it was Grace Mason, that her husband was sheriff and was killed, and she took over as sheriff. But every house on that street has a history right on up to here.
Hey, Jim, I had a question. So this is a wealth of information. This is really good stuff. I like the way this looks too. I think this is really,
It's a pretty classy.
I think there's a way to combine if there's a way we can capture all this information that you have and make some kind of not only this, but like an interactive map that people could even follow on their phones too. I think that would be a good way to combine all this and bring it to even a younger audience too. So I think this is a really good idea, and I feel like if we could just get somebody with you that can kind of get all of this information together, and then we can work with marketing and stuff to try to pull together
So
some kind of a booklet like this, but then also I think a website would also help.
and that's perfect, because that's where it's headed. The Business Development Board, who's the entity promoting the 200th anniversary this year, they've got a lot of things that they're planning for the year. So March 26th, to put on your calendar, is the Founder's Day. I don't know if you've seen that. It's the Founder's Day event on the courthouse steps. There's a lot of activity going on there. Judge Westerfield, the mayor, will be speaking. We have University of Cumberland Choir will be performing that day. There's a lot of things will be on display there. So the Business Development Board is working with that. We're working with another grave marker for the Jackson family that will be refinished and open up, all these kind of things. So Jim is working with tourism, basically with the Business Development Board on a lot of information. And the Business Development Board is wanting to put the information in QR codes. To when you walk up to where one of those buildings used to be, you can now put the QR code and it'll take you back to his historical data of that spot. The website's already up. John, what's John? Cloud is, he's already developed that. He's got that out there, so you can go to his page and see some of this that's already started. So Jim's just trying to provide the information. He wanted to come and kind of tell tourism.
They're just saying it's there, the information.
Yeah, the information's there and available. He's gonna meet with Business Development Board as well. Wish he, had more time to go through more detail of it tonight, but Jim, that's a great introduction to what you're doing, and we really, really appreciate it. Because again, like he said, we're the greatest in the world at just overlooking history and moving on to a parking lot. So we're strong advocates for supporting what he's talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm sorry?
Down at London Bucket, you're all familiar with where London Bucket was, in East London. There's a building there that actually has a roof on it, not none of the windows are, it's a metal building. But at the corner of it, next to the street, there's a big concrete cornerstone. It's probably a cubic yard, 30 by 30 by 30. Have any of y'all seen that? In big numbers, this high, it says 1885. One would assume it's right. That was the cornerstone to the courthouse before this one. It was a part of the courthouse. I don't know those people, but I think it would be great if it moved, comes up here, where it was. There were two courthouses before that burned. I remember the day that one burned in 1959, people clapped. Didn't like it, because they didn't take care of it. The other one is the jail, before this jail, was built in 1880, and that stone is part of a flagstone and a friend of mine's patio.
Thank you, Jim. I do appreciate it very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Any questions for Jim? Okay.
Not right
And we'll
now.
have to move on, but that next Business Development Board meeting is a week from tomorrow night. A week from tomorrow night. You need to come back to that one.
There are some sites in London that are historic, and some of the things that are still here, I do think that the, old Ben's office up there probably was the oldest building in London. There may be one older, Judge Brown House may be older. But that was the Jackson Opera House, and it had a performing on the second floor. It had, it's an opera house. And, they built that with the bricks when the courthouse burned down in 1885. There's a lot of things. I will tell you that nobody in London, they know some things they don't know all these things. They're not in one head.
Right, that's true.
Wealth of knowledge. Thank you for coming in.
Yeah, thank you so much, Jim.
Do a good job. I mean, there's so much out there, you just need to involve people that have the information and do it.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jim. Much
Thank you.
appreciated.
See ya.
Thank you. Chris, let's go to sponsorship requests.
You've got 3 sponsorships in front of you. A there is London Downtown with Redbud Ride, and Channing is here. As you know, they are in the budget already for $5,000. And Channing, I'll let you take it from there.
Okay, so my name is Shannon Cruz. What happened that, as of February, I'm the new president of London Downtown. And, I'm very personally invested in our downtown. I've owned the McGee Building and Hackney Building for 2 years, and my team and I have been, planning a development project that we're going to be underway with Sting. I know you guys know what London Downtown is. It's a nonprofit that was founded in 2004. It has served our community well, and I'm very happy and excited to be part of it. So since last spring, my business partner Sabrina and I, who wished that she could be here with me, we've been involved in London Downtown, and we're holistic business developers by trade, so we offer sometime this summer, a few months after we joined, and we wanted to just help revamp the organization and figure out how we could best plug it into the community to where it was serving its purpose best. So London Downtown's mission is to cultivate community and economic vitality in our downtown, and that has not changed. But what has evolved is how we approach that work. We're focusing on modern solutions, stronger collaboration, and aligning our efforts with what the community wants, which is organizations working together to support downtown businesses, events, and shared spaces. So tourism and London Downtown serve complementary roles. London Downtown is focusing on strengthening the place where people come to experience when they're here, and tourism promotes London as more of a destination for people who may not be here. I know that you guys kind of overlap and do a little bit of both, but we think that London Downtown can be more of a connective tissue towards the community, with all of our board members who are people in the community really excited to be making the connections. So when we're working together, promoting and placemaking, we're creating a stronger overall impact for our community and local economy. So we see this request as less of a funding request for our organization and more as an investment into our downtown programming and into events that bring people into the heart of the city. So to talk about Red Bud Ride, it's turning 20 this year, and we're excited to bring new life into the event. We're hosting a block party on Friday evening, which was the same as last year, and then that's kind of when riders are coming into town preparing for the Saturday morning ride. In addition to the ride on Saturday, we're hosting 2 new Saturday events, a market called Red Bud Market, which will happen at the Farmers Market all day long, and then we're gonna host a Red Bud after party at Town Center Park, weather permitting, featuring 2 local musicians, Jordan Allen and Trey Bryant. So we're also doing the Junior Red Bud Ride on Saturday as well. So we're having essentially 5 events kind of packed into these 2 days, and we're calling it Red Bud Weekend, and from this point on, we're gonna market this Red Bud Weekend a little bit more as a full weekend that's more inclusive to different parts of the community, not so much as just this one singular ride, because it is kind of a big deal and everybody does get involved, so we're just trying to present more of an opportunity for the people to be involved. We have a landing page with all this information called redbudweekend.com. That is live now. You can register for the ride, for the market, as a vendor, and your kids for the Junior Red Bud Ride, and get information about the weekend there. And then the last thing I have to say is that we have been spending a lot of time strengthening the foundation of London Downtown to better serve the community. And our request for funding is more this year because we are trying to improve the event and strengthen our relationship with you all and the community. So the request is about mutual responsibility, community impact, and who you are choosing to partner with to do that. So with your help, we hope to revitalize the Red Bud Ride and Weekend to its fullest potential. And we would and do appreciate your continued improved support. Okay, that's all I have to say. Thanks.
I've got questions.
Yeah.
This Red Bud Ride attendance been going down the last several years, is that correct?
I'll let Channing answer that.
Yeah, so it has, I'm not a cyclist myself. I'm a little bit more involved with event hosting than cycling. So the best thing that we can do as an organization is partner with cyclists to figure out how to improve the experience for the cyclists and get people to come back. So we have been doing that and working very, very diligently and, I would say efficiently, making some improvements for this year. The attendance this year is not even up to par with last year, but we have had a really big year, I guess, of transitions with leadership and improving the organization. So all that we can do is focus on improving the ride this year and setting ourselves up for improvement over the next few years to rebuild it. This year, we believe, is the foundational year of that, and it's going to require all hands on deck, investment and belief in the improvement for the future of the ride. We can't just let this year with a little bit lower attendance be something that kills it all, because 20 years of a ride is very impressive, and it is a very prestigious nice ride to a lot of people. People come back year after year, and we'll continue to do that. We just need to expand and reach the larger audience that once was participating to get them back. And we're very confident in our ability to do that.
So how much money was spent on this last year? And I may be asking you questions you don't know, but I know Chris is familiar. And then where did that money come from? I mean, I know we give $5,000 since I've been on the commission, but where does that money come? Where's the rest of the money come? Are we the only one sponsoring it, or
No,
how
I
does
can
the,
answer it a little bit. I just joined, I think, in last March of 2025. So I was brand new when Red Bud Ride happened. I wasn't super familiar with the back end of everything. But from what we've gathered and understand now, the budget for the ride, the event last year was about $40,000. But unfortunately, our records are not great, so they're not very detailed in telling us where the money was spent on what. And since we have taken over, we've cut the budget by $10,000 already. We know that we're not going to be spending 40. We're going to be spending closer to 30, but hopefully not even that much. Last year, I believe we secured $25,000 in sponsorships from, multiple organizations. I might have a list of everybody that did sponsor last year, but we also use the registrations of the riders. They pay $55-ish, I think, to register. That also helps put on the event. The goal of the event is to be a profitable event for London Downtown, because we do have an executive director, and that's a paid position. And we only have 2 to 3 events per year that actually are events that we're trying to make money to fund that position, to further our initiatives into supporting and investing in our downtown, which is what we exist for. So sponsorships help us host the event, and the event itself is supposed to be kind of funding London Downtown. Did I answer your question?
sorta, but my deal is we got a lot of major projects going on. And you're already in the budget for 5,000. We've had other people come in and ask for increases that we didn't increase, but I'd be willing to make a motion to give the 5,000, but if they came in with an expense where they went over and need a little help with it, that we look at it a little later on, instead of just automatically jumping it to $2,500.
I will say the increase is because of our expanded efforts, because we're doing so much more this year than we have in the past. So we're hosting multiple things at different locations. We're gonna have a lot more need for support in different areas to host those things.
Can we address that? Or can we, and I think it's all wonderful.
Yeah.
But the market when the cyclists come back and the market is there, and that's great, what is the entertainment
The entertainment at
at the market?
So we don't necessarily have entertainment at the market. The market is supposed to be more of a leisurely, like a walk through, browse. Our local vendors are set up. There will be food trucks there like there usually is, but it's more of just like an activity. The market's going to end around 6, and then the after party should be happening at Town Center. So everybody will be aware that that's where we'll be moving. There will be more things set up there, more food truck vendors, and that is the entertainment. Now, if it rains, that could be a different story. We could potentially be having the music at the farmer's market for the covered
So,
part of that, but
the bulk of your riders will return from 1 to 6,
correct.
and they want to come back to that festive atmosphere.
Mhm.
So whether you've got a banjo picker or you've got, whoever on this stage, they want to come back to that lively atmosphere.
Yeah,
And I think your cyclist from last year will tell you that that was lacking. So take that into consideration.
yeah, we're in touch with local, like the cheer teams at the schools. There's a few other organizations that we're bringing in to just kind of be present so that there are more bodies at the finish line, the start and finish line. But that's kind of the purpose of the market, is so that there are more people there, generally speaking, that can be increasing the, atmosphere,
They want to come back to a party.
yeah.
And
I mean, I get that. We think that the after party, having it at the town center, is is a better approach because we intend for it to be a much bigger thing. That's not just including the cyclists. We want to include the people of London and get them a little bit more involved in the weekend, not just for this event, but for all of the events to come, so that we're all a little more connected, a little bit more aware, and, feeling included.
But those cyclists aren't going to, they're gonna come in from 1 to 6, they're gonna eat, they're gonna drink something, and then most of them are going to leave. So they're not, and while it's a great opportunity to do that, I'm just saying, whatever you do down here, make it fun. That's what they want that.
So, I think it's a good suggestion, Todd, exactly what you said. And to go along with what both of you are saying, I appreciate the fact, over the past years, what I've seen is that Friday night when you try to do an event, the people are getting ready to get up early the next morning and ride several miles or 100 miles. So it's not like they're ready to party major on Friday night. On Saturday evening, when they come back in, a lot of them are not ready to party either after riding 100 miles. So the ride is what they're here for, it's what they experience, and we don't attract them back to a lot of other things. What I appreciate about what you're doing is instead of trying to pull those people back, which is good, when they come back, let's make it good for them, but now you're trying to, hey, let's make this a party for everybody, whether you have a bike or not. I really like that part. That's exciting about Friday, that's exciting about Saturday. So I think what Todd is saying, and he's right, we've had people come in and try to escalate the budget from what they had before, and with so much going on, we might get shot if we increased yours and didn't theirs, because we didn't theirs. But I think if we give what we gave this is a suggestion, just me talking, but if you guys would agree to give what we give last year, and then if they have some extra expense with the concert and things start to grow and it looks good, and we can come in and give them a little more and cover maybe a band or this or that, that would be a great idea. I love trying to grow it beyond what it is and beyond who it is. It's a whole Red Bud weekend, just exciting, just celebrating the whole thing. So whether you got a bike or not, it's a party. So that's my addition to that. Chase, Josh, Lois?
Yeah, no, I agree. I think changing it from this super specific bike ride to more of like Cherry Blossom Festival, where you're attracting people to come in and just view the area, our natural beauty that we already have. That's pretty, you're not having to do a bunch of things to make that happen. They're already out there. So I love that aspect of it and kind of making more of a weekend. And so I agree completely. I would like, I think, say, do the 5 and then offer the support seems the most fair thing to do. But I mean, I personally would be happy to help as well. I mean, I think it's a big opportunity. Some of the things I heard were like bike racks for the bikes when they get back, so they're not laying their bikes down. More of a celebratory finish line thing. Little things like that. But I think this giving, because some people just want to hang out once it's over. So this really gives something. But he's saying like having live music or at least music playing or something, some like activity like that happening, I think it will make it overall
Yeah,
better.
they're tired when they get back and they want to come back to a
Festive,
festive
yeah.
atmosphere, and
Fire them back up.
they want to drink chocolate milk or beer or both, and sit and stand and stretch and talk.
I will say we're investing a lot more into the way things look and the presentation of it, because I think, for myself, I really value that. So we have hired somebody to help us accomplish that and make it look very professional, thoughtful, and I think that alone is gonna help with the festiveness. It will be really fun to be there, and look at the things that we're doing, but totally on board with playing music. I know there are probably people that would love to come and play music, so we can look into that, and I think it's a good idea.
We're not against your project specifically. We just have a lot of people that comes in here and ask for increases, ask for more money. The other thing that make it easier for me, I'm speaking for myself, is if people list what we're paying for. Like if a band's $500 or catering $1,500 or a state, they just come in, they want a number, and they say we're gonna make it better or bigger, not saying anything towards you all, but they don't specify why they need more money, and that it's just hard to sell. And we're on a tight budget right now. We got a big project going on at the fairgrounds and some other things that we're trying to complete, so, and so we're having to watch our dollars a little more than we normally would. So I'd make that motion that we give them the 5,000 they're in the budget for, and if they come back, they're running over for a specific thing, that we consider giving them the additional.
My only concern about that is that the event is scheduled for April 18th, and our next meeting won't be until after that. And so if there is any expense, do we plan to have a special called meeting just to talk with Channing and her team about a $1,500 increase? Because that's really all it is just $2,500, I believe, $5,000 to $7,500. We have in our sponsorship budget, currently we've spent $15.8 thousand. We have $30,000 budgeted. So I figured we could take a small portion out of that line item, donate it to the Redbud Ride, since they already have a budget line item of $5,000, and then just offer any additional support as we go, because this is a new event, and Todd did mention that the attendance has been going down, and I believe it's a worthy investment with new leadership, with the new event, that it would be beneficial to see, okay, we invested more, it's a bigger event, it's a weekend event now instead of just one day. Do we want to continue with the $7,500 to help with their efforts, or do we want to go back to $5,000 next year once we see what this year looks like? But I think since it is a new event, it is new leadership, and they are working really hard with it, like Channing said, I think it would, I mean, $2,500 isn't breaking the bank for us right now, so.
Can I amend my motion?
Certainly.
Make the motion, give them the 5,000. If they run over and have a legitimate concern or whatever, that the chairman has the authority to spend the extra 2,500.
I'll second.
It's a no. I'm kidding. We have a motion on the floor, second?
I second.
Okay.
Ms. McWhorter?
Yes.
Mr. Samples?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Carson?
Yes.
And just a comment, I have total confidence in Channing. It's exciting to see you in that position. So no knock to anyone else, but I'm excited, we're all excited to see what you do there.
Thank you, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
I don't know her neither, but what I'm saying is we have to keep uniformity
Oh,
here with
I'm
all
with
these.
you 100%. I would,
I see her around, I think she's doing a
Yeah.
good job of what she's
And the first
doing, but-
images that have come out, you can tell, it is, so the direction is good. I like it.
I just stepped in throughout February, so 2 months is just not enough time
No,
to,
right.
to handle all of this. So we're doing the best that we can with the time that we have, and the team that we have, the board is incredible, amazing, and just very energized to make this something wonderful. So,
and to be very specific about what we're talking about, other people come in and asking for money. You know, the basketball tournament at South Laurel High School has been there for 20-plus years, asked for a $1,000 increase this year, and we turned it down. So that's why we gotta be really sensitive about how we move forward with that. And I don't care to tell everybody in total transparency, that's what that and others have what, that's why Todd stuck on 5, and I agree with Todd. And Chase, great point. I think it'll work out, but I think it was the best move.
And David Zacco, Gary Hudson, Dave Grigsby, these are all, Alice Hendrickson, Rodney, these are big cyclists who love those atmospheres. They'll give you some great insight on what to make it great.
I'm definitely in touch with David, but
Yeah.
I would love a list of the other names, because I
Yeah.
don't know that I have.
All the Cumberland Valley Cycling Club,
Okay,
so
I
you've
did
been in
reach out
contact
to
with them.
But I have not heard back, so if you have other contacts I can reach out to, that would be great.
Cool.
Next. Did we?
Gallery in the Garden. You have, Colleen and Emily are here. They, made this request today for, Gallery in the Garden happening on July 10th. So ladies, I'll let you take it from there.
All right, thank you all so much for your attention and just the opportunity to speak with you all about this wonderful idea and event that we hope to bring down to London. I'm Colleen Turner. I'm a fine artist and muralist. I've been invested in the arts for well over a decade in Tri-County, so really excited to tell you all about this. This is Emily Callahan.
Yes, my husband and I, we own a leather business in Corbin. Yes, we've been working together planning events for the past 3 years, and we're excited for something new that we want to tell you about.
All right, so without without any further ado, for the past 3 years, every December, artisans fill downtown Corbin for the Evergreen Artisan Market. Over 30 artisans showcase and sell their heirloom quality works on this 2-day event, bringing almost 1,000 guests into town to celebrate the arts, celebrate community, and celebrate the season. This is made possible through numerous sponsors such as Corbin City, Corbin Tourism, to name a few. 2025 brought visitors as far as North Carolina, Michigan, Tennessee, California to experience the arts. Artisans reported record sales, and downtown businesses also report a great continued benefit from this event.
So every year that we have done the Evergreen, we've been asked to do a warm weather event. So on July the 10th, from 5 to 10 p.m., we're gonna have the gallery in the garden at Oak Hill Gardens. It is going to be an impactful and a memorable event with your help. It's not just going to be a market, it's going to be a look into the studio and the process of a curated group of artists. So they will show their process, they'll show their skill, they'll be able to engage with the people who are coming, so engaging the community with the arts. And then as those attending tour the grounds, tour the garden, visit with each of the artists, then they'll have an opportunity to go to a marketplace tent to purchase items that have been created by the demonstrating artists. This isn't just an event to have a market, to engage the community with the arts, to engage visitors with London. It's an opportunity to support a mission to support local nonprofits. So there's 2 nonprofits that we're moving forward with. The Parkinson's in Motion with Janie Williams, and then the Cumberland Valley Domestic Violence Shelter. And both of those organizations are thrilled to be a part of what we're doing. The way we're going to benefit them is, instead of paying a fee, artists will submit works, and then those works will be auctioned off at the event, and then all of the proceeds will go towards those 2 nonprofits.
This curated event will be more than a step into a studio. It's connecting the community to the arts, with a mission of supporting local nonprofits, such as Emily mentioned. Instead of artisans paying a fee, as she had said, we're gonna take a piece of that work and donate it to help raise money for the event. Or not the event, I'm sorry, for the nonprofits. This is for your sponsorship to bring the arts to life in your community. We believe the success of our past events, personal invitations to the community, business owners in London, and surrounding areas will yield the same response that we have with the Evergreen. We are requesting $2,000 from tourism to assist with event production and facilitation.
Discussion?
You've got down here like 3 years, the last 3 years, was that in Corbin where it was held? You got 500 people one year, then to 8 and 9, so you've had an increase every year.
We have, and that's the Evergreen Artisan Market.
Yeah, I attended this year for the first time. I'm not gonna say how much money I spent, but I did. I spent a lot of time there and quite a bit of money. It's just such a. I'd heard about the market before, but this was the first time I'd actually made it, and it was just such a well-organized event. It was a collection of just really interesting artisans and local people, and it really was. And so that's where we came together and started discussing all this. And I did want to say that since it's at my venue, one, I'm donating my space to this event, so I won't be receiving any of the money that's coming from this. And I will recuse myself from the voting as well. But otherwise, I think this is a very, it's just something new for our area. It was highly successful at the Corbin location. And I think this is a good way to branch and bring the same kind of atmosphere and thing here to London. So, yeah, I think it's a great idea.
So are you still gonna have the Corbin one also?
Yes, sir.
But it's more of like same time frame,
It's always
like a winter.
Yeah, it's always the first weekend of December, and it coincides with the Corbin Christmas Parade, which it's just a great conglomeration to bring people to Portland.
And so this one will be the summer version, yeah.
We know that, summertime, give or take, retention in downtowns as well as getting people to stop by or stay a little longer can be kinda hard. And so I think some of that is a passion for all of us in order just to retain more people downtown. And speaking back to the Evergreen, we started it as a day and a half event, and it's grown into almost a full 3-day event or experience. That's really what we try to build, are experiences and opportunities for community to really gather.
Make a motion, we give it to them.
I'll second.
Ms. McWhorter?
Yes.
Mr. Sample?
I, not voting.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Carson?
Yes. Will the event in London be just one day, or will
With
it
them
also be 3
recusing.
days?
I'll have
We'll
to
start
vote.
with this one day, we'll start with this one day, and, we're hoping to make it annual and continue to build on it, because consistency yields, returning and retention and all kinds of stuff, so.
Sounds
We do have some sponsorship forms to share with you all, and then also some, of the branding to showcase with you all, so.
Due to 2 members not being here and Josh recusing, I'll have to vote for a quorum vote.
Thank you.
And my vote is yes.
Bad if he'd have voted no, wouldn't it?
Yes.
I would like to point out, if there's something you need me for a quorum, that I'm gonna have to leave maybe early. Can we skip over to some of this stuff that requires
So
voting?
let's go down, there's only 2 things, that we can skip over that baseball thing. Was,
On the fence.
well, let's skip the
Fencing
baseball.
bids.
That ain't going nowhere. And then we'll skip Founder's Day, we'll skip cleanup, we'll skip Red Bud Ride, fencing. So let's talk about fencing, and we'll talk about Little League and the transfer switch.
So the sheet you have that has the chart for the fencing, we received the bids from 3 companies, HWC, Hibbards, and Wildcat. Wildcat was considerably higher, so for the analysis of the other 2, if you base this, the quote was 2,000 linear feet of either black fencing, which is just black chain link, or galvanized chain link, which is just regular chain link. So most of this, if you are at the new pavilion and you have the lawn to the left, if you're looking north, and the road that goes all the way around to the back, and then goes down to the midway. So you have over 2,000 linear feet of fencing that we will need, but most of it will be just regular galvanized. We don't need it to look good, we just need it to function. So if you take the 2,000 linear feet and the entry, the gate pricing were different between HWC and Hibbards, but it comes between 51,000 from HWC and 50,900 from Hibbards. So it's essentially apples to apples. HWC is on site, and he can get this done in a timely manner.
Make a motion, we accept Hilbert's. They are the lowest bidder.
Discussion.
You
One-
said HWC is currently on site, so Hibbards we'd have to bring in.
This
Right.
fencing has to be in place in 60 days from now.
I make a motion, we go with WHC.
We have a motion on the floor. Is there a second for Todd's motion? Motion fails. You have a motion, Chase?
Make a motion to proceed with HWC for the fencing at the fairgrounds.
Call for discussion. Are we not having current problems out at HWC with the concrete and different things out there? This Hilbert's is a regular fencing company. HWC is a general contractor. So, I mean, I understand you're trying to rush it in there, but we've had problems here. We've had overbids, we have change orders. I'm against this, so
So
I just
what-
wanna put it
what-
on record. Y'all do
what-
whatever you wanna do.
And you brought it up, what problems are we having?
The concrete in the pavilion, there's water standing on it. It's not
That
right.
has to do with the guttering not being in.
Then we had a deal the other day where they stopped plumbing out there because they were using people that was not licensed. Is that right? Or did I get wrong information?
It's questionable.
Okay. I'm against this. I want it to be on record.
Okay, we have a motion. We need to go one way or the other.
Yeah. Todd, I understand your concern. I just want everybody to understand that the bids are apples to apples. I mean, they're very,
It's $600 difference between the two.
but the final cost is going to be different because it's gonna be, it may be 2,300 feet. It may be 1,910 feet. That final distance is not determined. We had to get pricing and bids based on what we knew at the time.
And by
I just
law,
want to be clear, to do stuff over and over and getting the same results is insanity. I mean, this guy underbid this initial project, $500,000, and he's already into $300,000 worth of change orders, so he's eventually gonna get back up to where these other people was.
$273,000 of that change order was due to the tornado.
So we've had problems with him out there.
You're gonna have to elaborate, Todd. You must be having
Concrete and different
conversations I'm not
things,
having.
with this plumbing, the concrete.
Tell me about the plumbing.
The floor, using people, did the state not shut the project down on the plumbing?
So it's a matter of a question, if you were involved in the conversation, that Steve Baker, our engineer, had civil plans permitted through the state of Kentucky, which brought non-potable water onto the site. Are you familiar with that?
Do what now?
The civil engineer, Steve Baker, worked out, he sent his plans to Frankfurt, and they permitted the water to come from 229 in a non-potable source to our site. Are you familiar with that
No, I'm
process?
not. No.
Are you familiar with the process that happens secondarily for it to be into a hydrant before it is accessible to individuals?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so that's the process. There was question there. The permitting was done for the first phase of it. The second part of the hydrant, the people that worked for Mike literally tapped into a pipe that was permitted in the ground, and they brought it up to where it had a nozzle on it. The water was never turned on. It was reported by one of our staff members that this process took place. They sent people down from Frankfurt. They met with us, and they said, this is not a big deal. 3 trucks pulled in from Frankfurt, and we all met them there at 10 o'clock. They said, here's what we need you to do. We need you to dig down to the bottom, show us the double check valve. We need you to prove to us you have tracers on the lines that Woods Creek is permitted. And once you do that, you're good to go. Get the permit.
So
If-
they didn't issue a stop order?
They put a stop work on a post there at 4 PM on a Tuesday. It was taken off at 8 AM on a Wednesday. That's what the problem was. And so if you're going to challenge the general contractor there, I need more detail from you because I have the detail. So concrete, what is your issue with concrete?
It's got water standing on it, Phil. I was with you when the
Are
water,
you-
we had to call the city
you
to
know
come
why
and
the
get it,
water's
keep
there?
it from freezing
Do you
and
know why
cracking
it's
and
there?
breaking. If water stands on it, that means it's not,
ClearSpan sent
it's
the
not
wrong
poured
size
right.
of guttering up there. It's supposed to be 8 inch. Are you familiar with that?
I'm not familiar with that. I'm telling you, when water stands on concrete, it should drain.
I'm telling you how the water got there, and it wasn't the general contractor's fault.
So if we wash that down, then we don't worry about a gutter. If you wash that down with water, there's water gonna stand there unless you squeegee it off or run some kind of machine, because it's not poured to where that water will run.
100%. That is never a crown surface. You couldn't do that. The arena in Corbin, when you go now, it's got a,
I'm just telling you, we've had him on 2 projects, and been problems on both projects.
There were problems on the first because of the architectural drawings were not clear as to what he was supposed to do. I'm not protecting him, I don't know him, I don't get anything
I
out of
don't
it.
either. I don't know him from
But I'm just
nobody. I know
saying,
if he walks
if
in
we're
here by
going to
appearance.
delay this project because of you stating facts that you don't know what you're talking about, it's not worth stopping it.
Oh, you're telling me I don't know about?
Apparently you don't, I've
I
asked
know
you
the
several
state
questions,
come
you
in and
didn't
issued
answer.
a stop order, so
But
apparently
you
there
didn't
was a
know why.
problem. There was a problem.
You didn't know the story behind it. Anybody could report you for anything with your company, and they may come in and stop you until they figure it out.
I just told you I was against it. You've got other commissioners here. You
Well,
vote, y'all vote any way you want.
Like I say, it doesn't matter to me
Just keep
which
right
one
on. I mean,
Hibbert
we're
or,
wasting money.
So, the HWC, they're ready to roll with it, and Hibberd's is ready to roll with it, either one? Or,
I don't know
or you're
about
saying that, HWC would be ready to roll?
Hibbert's is on site. I mean,
HWC
sorry,
is on
HWC is
site.
on site.
Yeah.
We're just trying to move forward. We don't,
And he would, you know, since he is the general contractor and Phil can help me with this lingo, he could, and if it's not part of his contract, he doesn't, that part doesn't have to be done until he is done. Just, he would have to wrap up and then Hibberd's would come in.
Hibberd's couldn't come in before then? Is that what you're saying? So there's no possibility of the second person being done until HWC is done? Like there's no possibility of another company coming in?
by contract, they could. No general contractor ever wants that to happen, but that's,
Cause they have to work around each other.
yeah, now they've got equipment and tools and all the things in there together, so. And I'm not objective to either one of them, Hibbert or MyCam doing the job. It is, right now, we have to have it locked up, closed up in 60 days. And in everyone's opinion, from the design team, it's best to go with the person that's already on site.
Yeah, we're talking about a fence, it's not like a super intricate process here,
Correct.
so.
It's the
I don't
same
know either of
argument
these
we had
companies,
out
never
there
heard
the
of
day
them.
when we had a tornado come through. He's already on spot, and it makes it sense that we just go ahead and let him do it.
What do you mean?
Any further discussion?
Believe you.
Well, I mean, in the interest of the, getting the project done, cause we're in 60 days, that's no time, left. So, yeah, I think we're probably, it's pointing towards HWC to get it done in and out.
What, my question is, if, as the commission and as a quasi-state entity, are we to look at the lowest bid? I mean, even if it's $1, am I right?
Lowest and best.
Okay.
And because of the minimal cost difference in the linear foot and the final cost, and because Ham is on site and can be timely, it's,
So that is actual wording, the lowest and the best in the bidding? Is Hibberd's actually a fencing company? I mean, this is the
Yeah, I've had
special
them
one?
install fences for me.
I mean, I can see a case for them in two ways. If they're an actual fencing company and they're the lowest bid. I can see a case for them too.
The only thought at all is time, if they can do it in time.
There's been no discussion with them as far as if they can get in there and get it done before the 60
they
days?
both know it has to be done.
Yeah,
But if they know this.
because I mean, I would like other businesses to be
Yeah.
able to be involved as well, so, you know.
Nobody's objecting to you all making a motion at all to do Hibberd's. If you wanna go that way, just make a motion. I think, was that the motion you made, Todd, that didn't have a second? Do you want to remake that motion, Todd,
What's that?
for Hibberd's?
Well, I made it a while ago. and
It
never did a
died.
second. I mean,
To
you know, it's sort of like going into surgery, and you go to surgery, you know, he's made a few mistakes, but since he's already in the operating room, we'll just go ahead and let him do something else, try it. I mean, you know, that's what Chris is trying to argue. He's already there, but it's
No,
going.
that's not what we're saying, Todd. My argument with you is you're saying that there's all these troubles out there that I want I want this public out here to know that's not accurate, period.
I just want everybody to know that the pricing was that, is that similar. Because you expected these big variables, and those two were very close.
So if you want to make that motion, or somebody, whoever wants to make it back to Hibbert, we're fine.
I made a motion to accept Hillbridge bid and let them put the fence in. If there's an issue with them not being able to do it in a timely manner, then that's a different story. I mean, all you have to do is pick up the phone, call us and say, hey, this guy can't do it. But I mean, he's the cheapest bid. He specializes in fencing. The other two do. And HWC's a general contractor.
And no one has any problem with voting for Hibbert's to do that. That wasn't my conversation was defending that the job has not had as many problems as you're saying it has. We have a motion on the floor.
Second.
Roll call.
Ms. McWhorter?
Yes.
Mr. Samples?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Parsons?
Yes.
Probably, so the Little League, they're asking for us to, in lieu of what we've done donation-wise in the past, and now that's one of our parks, they're asking if we could just pay their utility bill. Their utility bill for this month in an off-season month is $116.60. The highest bill they had last summer, sorry, was $968. The next highest was $763, and they operate for 4 months out of the year. And other than that, it's $100 a month. They're asking for us to just start paying the bills, so that gives them more money to do what they need to do in the field. Any discussion?
I mean, I guess the only hesitation on those that we've already spent over 100,000, right?
No,
On the field?
the county did.
Oh, the county.
The county spent 72, and we bought the lights that you guys voted to do,
And what was that? How much was that?
32,
30-something.
30 something.
And they're what, how much?
So how they been paying the utilities now?
Just out of their general concessions, registration fees, sponsorships.
And what was the total estimated price?
I would say if you did 800 average for 4, that's 32, and the other 8, you're $4,000 a year.
That's probably just their electric, right?
That's all they're asking for.
Oh, electric.
Yeah.
And it's
Or
just,
at the moment.
Yeah, and because that's not city water over there, it's
did you
law
say
over
it's
here.
only for the dead months, or will this be for the whole year?
It was a whole year, right?
It would be for the whole year, but $4,000, I'm just doing quick math on four busy months is about $800, and $100 a month for 8 months. Oh, sorry. Yeah, we do have a grant, it's called a Red Leg Grant that Tom Odell Smith introduced us to try to help with that situation. We're working on it. There's also a second, if they could get to where the lights didn't come on till after 7 PM and they're trying to work with their scheduling, the cost goes per kilowatt hour drops 80%. It's near nothing, so we are looking at those to try to make a difference, but this isn't a major, I mean, it's whatever you guys think. They're just trying to get every penny of help they can. Their job is to reduce, now that the city's involved in this, you may like or dislike this, their hope is to charge less registration fee for every child.
So if we do this, will that then lower the registration fee?
Well, it wouldn't this year because it's over, but it would in future years. They would love for the league to be free, which I'm not even a fan of. I think you gotta put a little money in it, or nobody shows up or whatever. But it's whatever you guys think.
Make a motion that we table it till next month till we see whether they get their grant and whatever else that they've been relying on,
Good enough,
and then take it up then.
okay. Let's go ahead and carry that motion to table. Need a second?
I'll second.
Ms. McWhorter?
Yes.
Mr. Samples?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Carson?
Yes.
The last thing, Todd, that we need a quorum for is the transfer switch. Do y'all remember this conversation from last month's meeting? When we ran into the situation upstairs for the,
For the generator, is it not transferring
Yes.
it over if there's a storm come through?
right, so we do not have what's needed in the community center to provide power. We don't have the proper transfer switch to allow it to provide power if we have a warming station here and need to use it for that purpose. The cost is,
$30,400.
So did we get pricing for that? Is that what
That's
this
from
is?
John Dees.
How much was it?
30,400.
But we don't have it from somebody else.
It's the only quote received so far.
and we can get other quotes, that, unless we need a place to go to in the next 30 days, we don't have to do this right
Yeah, I was
now.
gonna say, I don't think we're,
Yeah.
I mean,
Now,
I know there's snow on the ground now.
again, last night, if there'd been a tornado and we'd been in that situation again, we would have
But we
needed
do
it.
have the portable generator that we could have brought up here if we had to.
No, that's, so the portable generator, in order for it to hook into the building legally and efficiently, requires this switch at $30,400.
Last year, well, nothing.
But
So we still need the generator too.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to have
to
both.
do it legally, we have to have the switch.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we can give it another.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't think it's pressing right
Okay.
now, yeah.
So we wanna get a couple more quotes on that one.
I think so.
Good enough.
Ben did try to get another quote, but only got it from the one so far.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think we can probably get that in the next 30 days and have it by April.
Yeah.
There's another request on here, but have you got just another second, Todd? Have you got just another second?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
you had another request from the Southside Baseball Club. The funding request is for fundraising to take their club to an event in Florida.
So that I think I'm less inclined, because it seems it has, really zero to do with tourism or city improvement of any kind. I could see that really going spiraling if we're financing stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's just my opinion on it. I don't really see,
I certainly would agree.
yeah.
No motion.
Yeah, I concur
Okay.
with him. I think we're
If-
supposed to bring people in, not move them out.
Send them out.
I think we all got to go with them, it'd be a different
Yeah, that'd be a
story.
difference.
Okay, I think everything else is just,
Yeah.
do we need a
Pickleball
board,
tournament.
do we need a board approval for that?
Yeah.
How you said what his bid was. You tried to bid it out.
I'm sorry.
You said what his bid was, so if you try to bid it out.
Well, we wouldn't be bidding it out because it's under 40.
I actually said you bid it out, it's under 40.
Pickleball, we have is it Travis Hurley Memorial
Yes.
Fund, they have
Fundraising
for their
scholarship fund. right?
scholarship fund, that's a big word I was trying to think of. And they wanted to use the pickleball courts at Veterans Park and at Levi the last weekend of April, 24 through 26. Need
Make a
permission.
motion, we accept.
Second.
Ms. McWhorter?
Yes.
Mr. Sample?
Yes.
Mr. Roberts?
Yes.
Mr. Carson?
Yes.
Todd, everything else is announcements, just,
Yep.
it won't take but a
That'd be
second.
an adjoining county.
Call me, Todd, we'll go get something to eat.
24th and 25th.
24th
We've already
to
talked about
26th.
Founder's Day. There'll be a press release sent out about that. Spring cleanup day on Saturday, April 11th. And Red Bud Ride was covered well, and then the sponsorship levels for the event center aren't ready, unless you want to discuss that.
No, we're good. We're good. Anything else? Motion
Make a
to
motion to
adjourn?
adjourn.
Second.
Fourth. We're out of here. Thank y'all very much for attending, much appreciated.